How's it going, self-financers? My name is Paul. This is Self-Finance. I have two programs that I'm passionate about. One is how to finance your vehicles more efficiently, and two is Millionaire Child, how to make sure that your child has more than just for school, but has finances for their whole life. Right? Things are expensive. We're giving them a kickstart, but utilize the savings as they're growing for our children because they don't need the money while it's growing, where they're little, right? We're just saving money away. But we're grown-ups. We have grown-up expenses, right? So we can actually utilize that money without disturbing the growth. Again, without disturbing the growth, we borrow against that money. So two programs. Today I'm talking about Millionaire Child, but I'll tell you quickly if you haven't seen any of the videos about the financing your vehicles. So right now, traditionally, we have to jump through hoops and apply for a loan, right, to finance our vehicles through a financial institution, through the car company itself, or through a bank. So we do that. Hopefully we get approved, and then we make finance payments for the next let's say 5 years. All those payments are going to them. Those payments are lost, permanently transferred away from you and your family, plus the interest because they're not giving you the money for free, right? So at the end of the term, you're left with the car, a depreciated car, and all your payments are gone. I teach a process where you make all those you borrow against your savings, so you don't withdraw, you don't stop the daily growth of the money, the guaranteed interest that you're receiving, plus the dividends, which are not guaranteed, but they've been paid for over 170 years without a miss. And so you borrow against here, you pay for the vehicle in full, and then you're making streams of payments back to your own saving system. So you're the one to collect and accumulate the money, plus the interest. You're going to figure out what the cost of that car is payment-wise and make those same payments back so you collect the payments plus the interest that they would have made off you. Or heck, if you can't afford those payments, if it's an expensive car, make whatever payments you want to make. It doesn't really matter because you're the one to end up collecting the money plus the interest, right? Pay yourself, if they're going to charge you 7% interest, pay yourself 8% interest because you're the one at the end, you're going to end up with the cost of the car plus the interest plus the car itself. Over here, traditionally, you end up just with the car, right? So in those two scenarios, I'm sure you're going to want to be here because after the term, you're going to have all the money ready either for your next vehicle or for an unexpected expense that's inevitably going to show up, right? Money shows up, property taxes, rent, problems with our vehicles, anything, opportunities. If an opportunity shows up that you would like to take advantage of, now you've got this money here that you can utilize for whatever. But that was self-financing vehicles. Here I'm talking about Millionaire Child. This will be a quick video. I just did an event at my children's school fun fair, and I had a lot of questions about how it's different from RESPs. So a registered educational savings plan is just that. It's an educational savings plan through the government. They say that if you give us, the government, $36,000, they're going to give you $7,200 worth of grants, right? So, and it's traditionally going to be in an investment, right? So the huge problem with that is a few things. Investments aren't guaranteed. When they need the money, when they finally are going to be ready for school, if the investments are down and they don't have enough money for school, what do you do then? You have to scrounge and you have to come up with the money yourself. Two, what happens if they get a scholarship and they don't utilize the money? What happens if they choose a program or a school that's not qualified through the government? Do you know that not all schools and financial institutions and educational institutions are deemed qualified by the government? So I don't want the government to decide whether or not the school that my child chooses or program is qualified. Also, it's an educational savings plan. It's just for school. Where are they going to need the bulk of their money? For life. Didn't you and I pay less than half, like 10 years ago, for stuff, for commodities? Everything is crazy expensive the last 10, 15 years, right? Housing, like quadrupled, didn't it? Right? So this plan is growing every day. You can log into your account, you can see it growing every single day, but it's not just for school. It's for what happens during school and then for after school and then for the rest of their life. So what we do here is we don't withdraw. We borrow against the growth, right? You're making deposits monthly or annually, whatever you want it to do, and you're borrowing against the growth. So your child is, I don't know, let's say 10 years old, 5 years old, doesn't matter, and it's growing. They don't need the money now. So what you're doing is, let's say property taxes come due. You can borrow against the value, right? So the insurance company, this is a high cash value, dividend paying, whole life insurance policy, specially designed for high cash growth and borrowing capabilities with usually with mutual insurance companies. We'll talk about that in another video. So you borrow against the value. So the insurance company lends you the money. You pay for your property taxes in this example. So you haven't used your own funds yet. So that's done. You paid for your property taxes. Then you use your own income to start paying back the loan that you just took from the insurance company at your own speed, at your own amount, on your own time frame. And if something's tough, if finances are tough 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, doesn't matter. You can skip a payment if you like, but we want to be good self-financers. So we want to always continue to make payments whenever we can back to our system. But no one's going to come knocking on your door saying you've missed a payment, you're low on payment, you missed a payment. We're going to come in and take away your vehicle or anything like that. This is your own saving system, so you're in 100% of control. So a lot of people feel that control is the number one thing that they need when it comes to their financing, and this is what this does. Your children's savings plan can do all this. You borrow against it, you pay for whatever it is that you need to buy or pay for, and you make payments back. So you're the one to end up collecting and accumulating the money, plus what's grown. Because don't forget, every single day you log into your account, you're seeing your money growing. Now there's going to be a completely different video on that and how that works, but this is a great start to have you think a little bit differently about how you're saving for your children, if you're even saving for your children right now. Because don't forget that don't forget, maybe you don't know, but by 2030, that's a short time away. That's in about 8 years. An average a school term of 4 years is supposed to cost, with universities, is supposed to cost about $130,000. How are your kids going to pay for that? How are you going to pay for that without spiraling them into expensive debt? Right? You don't want to do that. Start doing something now. Small payments. And don't forget, it's not just an expense. It's not an expense what you're doing. You can utilize this money while it's growing for them. So if that triggers some sort of curiosity and you want to know more about this, if this is on YouTube, leave a comment below. I'm going to try to get back to them and answer your questions. And if this is on my website, which is Millionairechild.ca, there's a tab there. You can schedule a short 15-minute discovery call, and I can answer all your questions and clear some things up for you. You can't buy anything. There's no sales or anything like that. This is more of a to see if it's right for you and see if it works for you. I don't know why it wouldn't, but to see if it falls in line kind of with what you're wanting to do for your children. Thanks, folks. I hope you learned something today. Again, my name is Paul from Self Finance.